Hey guys, my name is Robin and welcome to this GemPages tutorial. So this website you see here is Alex Hormozi's website and it's built with the Shopify app GemPages. And Alex Hormozi used Shopify and GemPages to create the store for his books, which has sold over millions of dollars worth of books. So if you haven't installed GemPages yet, use the first link in the description, which will redirect you to this Shopify App Store page. And if you use my link for signing up for GemPages, I'll give you free access to my online Shopify course. So I'm gonna click on install and I'm gonna click on install again. So the first thing we have to do is we have to enable GemPages in our Shopify theme. So I'm gonna click here on turn on Shopify editor. And now it says GemPages theme helper activated. So that's all we had to do. I'm gonna click on save just to make sure everything is saved. I'm gonna close this. And now as you can see, that notification is gone. So I think most of you guys are using GemPages for creating landing pages or your homepage, so product pages, etc. You can also use GemPages to create a funnel. So for example, when someone orders something on your store, and then you can showcase a post-purchase offer. In this tutorial, however, I'm gonna focus on creating the GemPages pages. So I'm gonna click on create a new page. And the first thing we see here is all these different so-called use cases. So let's say if we want to create a homepage for our Shopify store, it is important to select homepage here. And I will show you why that is. So let's say we select homepage here. And if we click start from scratch, and to showcase what I meant by why it is important to select homepage, before we can publish the page, we have to at least add one section to this page. So I'm gonna add just a random section. I'm gonna click on add sections, and then I'm gonna drag and drop this hero section onto the page, and I'm gonna click on publish. And now as you can see, when publishing this site, if you want to replace this page with the default homepage, so replace current homepage. So this notification enables us to publish this page as our homepage. So let's say if we go back to the dashboard, you can do that by clicking here on GemPages in the top left corner. And if we create a new page, and if we selected a landing page, for example, so let's say I'm gonna select this pre-designed template. By the way, there are a lot of pre-designed templates, as you can see. So let's say if we select that pre-designed template, I'm gonna click on select. And now if we click on publish, so let's say if we wanted this page as our homepage, if we click publish, so now it says your page is published. If we click on view live page, we can see it is now published under pages inside our Shopify store. So if we go to our Shopify store and we click on online store, and then we're going to go to pages, and here we can see the page we just published. That is the landing page we just published. And as you can see, it is using this template, but again, it is published as a landing page, as a page instead of the homepage. So if we go back to apps, and we're going to go back to the GemPage builder, and if we select create new page, so again, therefore, it's important to select the proper use case for that page you want to publish, whether it's a product page, a home page, or just a regular page inside your Shopify store. And by the way, you can also publish blog posts. So if you're gonna go to content, and here we can see the blog posts. So let's go back to the GemPages builder, and let's say we wanna create a homepage for our Shopify store. And let's say we want to rebuild something like this. So this is also built with the GemPages app, as I mentioned previously. So let's say we just want to recreate this look and feel here. So I'm gonna click on create a new page. I'm gonna select homepage. I'm gonna click on start from scratch. You can also choose one of these pre-designed templates, but if you have a very particular look in mind, it's probably easier to go start from scratch. And by the way, if you want to have a quick peek at one of these templates, you can just click on preview here and you can see the designs. It's also mobile friendly. So I'm gonna close this window here. I'm gonna click on start from scratch. And let's start by adding a section, a hero section. And as you can see, there are a lot of different examples you can choose from. So I'm gonna use this hero section. I'm gonna drag and drop it onto the website builder. And by the way, just on a side note, for the header of the website, you can click this gear icon here. And here there's this setting, the Shopify theme header and footer. So do you want to use the default Shopify theme header and default Shopify theme footer? By default, it's enabled. If you don't want to use the default Shopify theme header and footer, you can disable it here, but just by default, you're gonna use the Shopify header and footer. So I'm gonna click on cancel here, and I'm gonna save this page. So we can just preview the page by clicking this eye icon over here to see how the current page looks like. And as you can see, we're using the default Shopify header. And if you're familiar with any website builder tools, you know it's very easy to just tweak the images. So let's say we want to add a different image here. You can just remove this image, upload a new image. And just so you know, you won't have to manually click the save button every time. As it says over here, every 10 seconds it saves automatically. So now if we refresh this preview version, it'll show the new image. So let's say you want to tweak the header to create a similar header just like this, for example. We're not doing that inside the GemPages builder. We're doing that inside Shopify, and we're going to go to online store for that. And over here, we're going to click on customize. So the current theme, we're going to customize the current theme. And here we can tweak the header. And as you can see, I tweaked the header, and most of the things I tweaked here were in the gear icon settings over here. So here you can change the logo, you can change the colors of the fonts. Here I changed the fonts, so I changed it all to pop-ins. And in terms of styling the header, you can do that by selecting the header element over here, and then this window will pop up. So for example, I centered the menu, and if you hover over this menu item and click the actual menu over here, you'll see this menu item pop up over here. And here you have some more settings you can tweak. And I also added the flag. So for example, the country and region, I added that. So the flag, the language selector, if you have an international audience. So that's pretty much it about the header. So let's go back to the GemPages builder and then click on pages and select the homepage we were editing. And as you can see, I already tweaked it a little bit more, and it's very easy to edit these text blocks. You can just select the text block, you can increase it in size, caps, you can make it all caps, for example. You can also, so for example, I changed this to a particular color and this to black, and you can just do that by selecting the text and changing the color of the text. And this white background, by the way, you can do that over here in background, and then you can add a shape. So for example, the corners, I tweaked it to a radius of 20 pixels, so that's why you get that rounded corners over here, similar to the button here. And if we go back to the actual website, so the example we're recreating here, you can see it looks very similar. And one quick tip here, which is pretty handy, is using the layer tree inside GemPages. So if I click the layer tree, we can actually see how this page is built. So we have one section. If we click this eye icon, for example, the entire section will not be visible any longer. So if we click on it, you can see it is gone. So that's how you know it is only one section right now inside this page. So if we go to the example here again, here, this is another section on the website. So if we want to continue recreating this website, we have to add another section to this page. And we'll do that by clicking on this plus icon here. And you can either choose by just clicking on this row element here. You're going to click on it and you're going to drag it onto the website here, and now as you can see, a new section popped up. So I'm not sure if you saw that. So let's say if I click this plus icon here again, and I'm gonna add another row below here, as you can see now 3 sections are on this page. And now we can drop elements inside this section, similar to what we did here in this first section. So you can see there are a lot of different elements inside this section. So just as an example, they added a headline or a text element inside that section. So let's say we want to do that as well. You're just gonna select the text heading element and you're gonna drag it onto this section and you're gonna drop it. And now as you can see, we added that headline element onto this section. You can align it in the middle, and it's always important to know what you are editing. So right now, as you can see, we are in the heading elements. So again, we're using the layer tree. So this is the layer tree, so you know what you're editing. So if we click this column element here, for example, you can see we're now in the row/column element. So for example, so let's say we want to decrease the width. So now it's 1200. So let's say I want to decrease it to 800. And as you can see now, the row element is 800 pixels wide. So as an example, let's add another element here, and I'm going to add an image element. So I'm going to click on this image here and I'm going to drag it below the headline here. And by the way, before I let go of this element, as you can see right now, I'm in this row here. As you can see, if I drag it a little bit below, so if I drop it here, for example, let's see what happens. So it got dropped inside section 3. So let's say I didn't meant to do that. I can just select the image here and I can drag it below the headline right now, so inside this current row. And as you can see, it will always stay inside the dimensions of the row. So right now we're inside the image element, and over here we can increase, for example, the width of the image. So we could, for example, say 100%, so it uses 100% of the actual original image. And now you can clearly see that it's in the boundaries of the row we created. So again, we're in the image element. So let's say we're going to go back to the row elements. So this is the layer tree again. So row elements. And let's say we want to increase this width of this row to, for example, 1000. It's going to increase the image size as well, as you can see. So that's how it works basically. So I'm going to close this here. So let's say we now want to save this. I'm going to click on publish, and now it's going to give this notification, and I want to replace the current homepage. I'm going to click on publish, and now we can click on view live page over here, and we can also click here on this icon to view the live page. So as you can see, this is the current homepage. There are some more handy settings over here, so you can view the history here, so the editing history of this current page. So you can go back to that version, which is pretty handy. There's also this undo button. So if you made some changes and you want to undo that, you can click this icon over here. Over here, we have some more settings. And coming back to what I said in the beginning, that it is really important to choose the correct use case for your page. Over here, we can clone this page to another page type. So if I click here, clone this page to another page type. So here we have the destination page type, and here we can select what kind of page we want to clone it to. So if you did make a mistake in the beginning of selecting the incorrect use case, you can tweak the page type over here. Then over here we have these icons over here, and you can view the website on a mobile device. So you can pretty much select every device type over here. And let's say I'm not a big fan of using this image on mobile. I can select that image. I can click on advanced. So make sure I'm in the image element. I can click on advanced, and over here I can say I do not want to show this image on mobile. If I select no, now the image is gone on mobile. And if I save this page, that particular element will not be shown on mobile devices. So hopefully this GemPages tutorial gave you a better understanding of what you can do with GemPages, how it works. But please let me know down below in the comments if this video was too short or too long. Should it have been a more in-depth video into the different types of features GemPages offers, or was it good enough? Please let me know down below in the comments so I have a better understanding of what you guys want. Thanks for watching, and good luck with designing your store.